welcome back to the Career Success Academy. I'm Steve, and I wanted to share with you a conversation that I had last week with a student gentleman by the name of Ryan. And it was very interesting because I asked Ryan, and you'll see for yourself how this all ties together. But I asked Ryan, how do you know, or what's your biggest challenge when you're putting together a resume? And like so many other students that I talked to, Ryan was able to verbalize this, but he's not sure of how to go about putting together a resume. The conversation that I had with Ryan, and I told him I would do a video on this, is that when you create that resume, it's very important to have a can-do attitude. So think about this. Take a look. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Ryan.
And when you put together a resume, what do you find most challenging?
The most challenging part for me is just finding out what is valuable information as opposed to just stuff that they don't really care about.
Right.
And just figuring out what is really going to convince them to hire me.
Perfect. When you're creating a resume and you're wondering what is it, the reader of the resume, the prospective employer, what do they want to see? What do they want from you? You have to look at the situation a little bit differently. Think about this. When you write your resume, you have to be in the right attitude. I call this, I didn't invent this term, but a can-do attitude. I can do this job. I have the skills. I'm qualified for this job. And with that attitude, you begin to write your resume. Now, there's a lot of people that will talk about different ways to write a resume. We've talked about this before in different videos. But we haven't talked about the right attitude. Why is this so important? Well, you have certain skills that nobody else has in the combination that you have it. And again, when you're trying to consider what to put in a resume, how to word things, what approach to take, it's very important to remember that an employer is looking for three things. They're looking for someone who can communicate. They're looking for someone they can trust. And they're looking for someone who demonstrates respect. Respect for the business rules that are in place. And every organization has rules the way that they conduct their business. So your resume has to reflect all that. And here's how I suggest you do that. And I'll speak in terms of Ryan. Yes, you've got your job history. Yes, you've got your skill set. But people like you, Ryan, have to understand that it's the skills that you have, the work ethic that you have, that is going to make the difference between them selecting you and selecting someone else. So I'm going to read off some of these skills that I wrote down that are just as important as any technical skills or whether or not you know how to use a particular computer software program, whatever it might be. And they include being able to have that work ethic, like I said, being able to be a problem solver, being able to be a good communicator, being able to make decisions. Now, in every resume, you want to be able to work in those types of things. They're your skills. It's what makes you different. So, step one is to have the right attitude. Make sure that when you're writing that resume, you have open curtains, window shades. Let the light in. Put a little music on in the background. Be upbeat when you're writing this. It makes a difference. And in the top section is your objectives, your summary, whatever you want to call that section. But share the vision of who you are, who you really are, in terms of the communication, trust, and respect we were talking about before. When you're putting down where you've worked, your work history, there may be 1,000 pieces of advice, but my advice to you is put a sentence or two into each one of those work history items, whether it's 2 places, 10 places, whatever you're putting down, and share with me the skills that you used in that particular location for that job. Are you an organized person? Can you manage time? Are you a quick learner? Everybody wants a quick learner because I want you to hit the ground running when I hire you. These are key skills. And I don't know about them unless you tell me. And I want you to tell me. I don't want you to focus on what you can't do, what skills you don't have. I want you to focus on the skills you do have and what you can do for me. That can-do attitude, those words really matter right now. Let's recap. If you're willing to work to get what you want, to hit your objectives, to get to your goals, then tell me you're a hard worker. Tell me and share with me that this is what separates you from the others. And when you take a class or you learn another software program or you learn a particular terminology, maybe it's just the fact that you speak multiple languages. Whatever those unique abilities are that you have, make sure that they get on the resume. And then at the bottom of the resume, summarize for me some of the things that we just talked about. That's your value proposition, that you are a hard worker, that you do have attention to detail. And that's how we tie all this together. So whether or not it's a page or a page and a half, they're scrolling. It's electronic. Sometimes more is better than less. So, I hope that you take something away from this conversation. I hope that this helps you writing that resume. And you will write different versions of your resume because I still am a strong advocate for tailoring your resume for a particular job opportunity. But the core, the attitude that stays with you, it stays with the resume. And that's the important part. So, please like this video. Share this video. I'm sure you know other people that are trying to write a resume and they just don't know how. And you can watch a lot of videos. You can get a book on how to write a resume writing for dummies. But in reality, it's all about your attitude. So please subscribe. Please ring the bell. This is a big topic. We could talk about this for a long time. But I'll just remind you, I'm Steve. This is the Career Success Academy. And we're here to help you get your next job and to advance your career. Thank you for being here, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.